So we're going to first of all declare an interface. Now let me follow the slides closely, so you can also refer to the slides later. Okay, first of all, we are going to have to declare these two things. So one is interface, the other one is the entry. Okay. So now, can we just create a package here? Can we say new and then package? Okay, let's call it map. Okay, so a map package. Okay, and then inside the package, you can say new Java class. Okay, let's say entry. Okay, so we're going to make this entry generic. So both the key and the value will be generic. So that's why we got key and value here. Okay, so now let's see what's there. Okay, so we got private k and key. We got a key here, private v and value. We got key and value. So key is of type k, v is of value is of type v. Okay. Okay, let's do something here, and then we got the constructor. Okay. So now the constructor would be of the same name as the class, and then we're going to get two input parameters here. So we can have k, v, v, or you can call the key if you like. Then we can say key. And then we can say this dot key is assigned to key, right? This dot value is assigned to value. Okay. Now let's have some basic accessors and mutators for now. So you can say if I want to get a key, so return k get key. In this case, you just return the key. Okay. Similarly, you can also have v get value that's going to return value. Okay. Let's have some mutators here. So you can say void does not return anything, and set the key to be some new key. And here you can say this dot key is assigned to the new key. Finally, void set value. Set value here is going to be v and value. So now you can say this dot value is assigned to value. So that's all good? Okay, let's have some tester to see how you can use the entry. So that's the basic units in the map. So the map is going to contain simply a list of entries. Okay, let's put it down here. Okay, let's try. Hopefully we have enough time. Okay, let's now do a tester. Okay, so now can we do new and class? Let's say map tester, and with the main method here, and finish. Okay, let's say now we want to have an entry objects, but now here we have to instantiate what k is and what v is. So now we can say string and then integer. Okay, from string to integer. Okay, and then we have let's say entry1 is assigned to new entry. So here you can leave them blank. Eclipse can figure that out. So now we have to specify what the key is and what the value is. We can say Alan as the key and 1 as the value. Okay? That's a particular entry. We can do another entry. Let's say here entry string into let's try another one. Let's say boolean. Entry 2 is assigned to new entry. Let's say mark, and for some reason just false here. I'm just showing you different entry value over here. So now let's try to see how you can print them out. So system.out.println. You can say entry1 is as follows. You can say entry1 dot get key. let's say before that, let me just separate this into several lines for you. So here you can say print rather than print line. System.out.print line. That might be better. Let's say we start with a parenthesis plus the key plus a comma and a space and plus entry1.get value and plus that, like that, okay? Or even better, if you can just copy this string value here, just copy that, and let's go back to entry here. Remember in 114 you can redefine the toString method. You can say string to string, and you can simply return something like that. So here, of course, you can say get key and get value. That will also work. Okay, for this one, you have to say public, I believe. Okay, just a different way of doing things. You just redefine the toString method, which is inherited from object class. Okay. Yeah.
Can you scroll back up for a second? I have a question about the entry.
Entry? Sure. What about it?
On the map tester, you initialize two objects, but you have the types set as string and integer.
Yes.
But why did you do integer instead of
int? Okay, very good question. It's good to observe that. So int, briefly speaking, also can refer to the text code. They call it wrapper class in Java. So in Java, for the generics, if you have a generic parameter k, you can only instantiate that with a class, like maybe person, maybe a string, but you cannot say integer int, because int is a primitive class in Java. Okay, so the workaround is they actually have a corresponding class in Java called wrapper class. You can actually refer to the text code. It's called a wrapper class. In this case, you can say integer. So, okay, just one example how you can use a wrapper class. I'll put it in the Eclipse. So you can go back to map tester here, just another simple test. How do you use the mapper class? Wrapper class. Wrapper class integer. What you can do is you can say integer, which is wrapper class, I1 is assigned to, okay, let's say int here, I is assigned to 3. So now we can say I1 is new integer and I. So what does that mean? That means we are trying to wrap I into a integer object. If you guys see I1, it looks like this. So I1 is a reference variable, right? It points to a integer object. And for this integer object there's some attribute, something called value. And then over there it stores the value of 3. Okay, you make a wrapper. You wrap the value of 3 rather than integer value. Right? And the way to use that, you can simply say system.out.println. And then you can say I1.int value. That's how you retrieve the value.
Is that the same thing with the Boolean?
The same with Boolean as well, yes. You got int, Boolean, character, and also, how do you write it down? So you got primitive type int, char, double, bool, and you got corresponding integer, character, double, and Boolean. So these are wrapper classes.
We have to write int still we just do I1 so that without I1.
Which one?
So that like instead of
Rather than saying I1 that means value, you say I1. Yeah. No, because I1 is the address of the integer objects.
Is it not automatically Is the toStrings method not automatically?
I'm not sure if they redefine toString as an integer. That's something you can check. Yeah, I don't probably remember the details. That's something you can check. Okay, anyway, let's go back to the entry here. Quite a bit of digression. Okay, you can try the integer class yourself. So now we can now get the entry1 dot toString. Entry1 dot toString. Okay, if you try that, you're gonna get entry1, Alan, and 1. Okay, that's how you use the entry. Okay, for the 3 here, I'm just going to put that into comments. Okay.
Can I say that toString method?
Sure. Here. Simply just return the key and the value and put a parenthesis around and comma between.
So we don't put entry.
Entry is not. No, you don't. Yeah. Entry 1, the tester is variable, but here you're in a different context.
And we have to make this public because we're going to be using it.
Yeah, public because the one you inherited from the object class is public. That's why everything changes in modifier.
Oh, so it's already in the object class.
Yes.
And you have to
Yeah.
But for the other ones, you don't need the public because it's just you're redefining it just for that class. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of minor details for using Eclipse. Okay, good. Let's see. So that's about the entry. So let's see how we can create the map interface. Okay. So now the map interface is here. So let's now right-click on the package and say New Interface. Over here, let's say Map. So the map is going to take, again, 2 parameters, K and V. One K for key and V for value. Okay, that's the interface. So we're going to declare the signatures of methods. Let's just try a few. We can try all of them. Integer size. And also we have Boolean is empty. And also we have get method, which is going to take a key. K. It's going to take a key and returns a value. And then we also have the value. So get. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. So this one is for OK, and also put. Void put, and some new key, and some new value. Okay, that's the put method, and then we have the remove, which is going to return the value that has been removed, and remove v here. Okay, you can say value here. That's just clearer. And also we have, okay, so here comes what we got to implement. So here we're going to say iterable of k, and then key set iterable v values iterable. So now here comes the thing. Inside this iterable here is going to be an entry, an iterable of entry. For entry, it's going to be k and v. Okay, entry set. I'll wait for you to type. Right, so for entry set over there, so what you have is this. I must have an iterable of something. Something here. I'm saying for each thing I'm going to iterate through is an entry. So that's why you'll see the entry in the middle. So here, that's why in the middle, you should have another entry. Entry, which itself is also generic. So here you have K, you have V. Okay, that's how you should interpret that. You got an iterable of things. Each thing is an entry. An entry itself has a key and value. Okay, so that's the map interface. So now let's try to do maybe just a few methods. We got only about 10 minutes. Let's see, we try to do ArrayMap 1, for example. So now let's just go back to Project Explorer there. and right click and say new class. Let's say ArrayMap1. So this is the version without a stack. Okay. And over there, we're gonna say increments, which is keyword in Java, increments map. Of course, we have to make it generic as well. KV, and also here will be KV. Okay, so now it wouldn't compile, but if you move your mouse over the red line here, it says that it must implement the inherited app methods from the interface. You can now simply click on Add Unimplemented Methods. Do you see that? Okay, so now they just give some default implementations for you, but we can now try to implement them. Wow, they're always happy. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay, good. So now let's say in this case we're going to implement the map using two arrays. So we can say, let me just say here, implement the map using keys and values array. Yeah. Yes.
How did you do that thing where you got the at override?
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me undo. Okay, let me do it again. Okay. So now, if you simply do that, just empty. If you move your mouse over, you will see that add unimplemented methods. Do you see that? If you move your mouse over that.
Over what?
Over the red line.
Oh, implements. Okay. Implements. And then I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to declare two attributes there. So we can say increments the map using two arrays. So one for the keys, the other one for values. So you would say k, let's say private k array keys, private v values. Okay, two attributes here. So now let's see how we let's define also a constant to say what's the maximum capacity of the map. So let's say private final maximum capacity. Let's say we can store up to 100 entries in the map. Okay, final int. Okay, so now we're gonna define a constructor here. So the constructor here, we're gonna have ArrayMap1. Let's say it doesn't take anything. Okay. Okay, we also need, I believe, a private attribute called count. So that's going to record how many entries you store in the map, and also what might be the next position for you to store the next entry. So private count. So two purposes. One second. So private integer count. So two purposes of this attribute here. So record the number of entries in the map. And the second purpose of that is to say indicate the next available slot in the array to store. Something like that. So two purposes of this counter here. Okay, so now for the ArrayMap1 constructor, we can simply initialize the two arrays. So we can say keys is assigned to, but of course the trick is you have to cast that to kArray objects maximum capacity, and of course in the new. In the quiz or in the test, if you forgot to do the cast, that's okay. But in the Eclipse, of course, you got to do it. Okay, keys over here, and also we got to do for values. Okay, so that will be cast to v array over here, and also you can explicitly assign the count to be 0. Okay, that's a constructor. So now let's implement some methods that are very easy. The size will be easy. You can just return the count. That's the first purpose, right? And whether the map is empty or not depends on if the counter is 0 or not. So it returns if the count is equal to 0 equals. Okay, so now let me just do the get. Okay, and that'll be it for today. So now to get the corresponding value for the key, you first of all have to know if the key actually exists in the map. Okay, so we just need a helper method, which is called index at. So private integer index of. So k and k. Okay, so actually you can see the code from the slides. I'm just gonna program now. So integer, let's say index initially -1. For integer I is equal to 0, I less than the count, I plus plus. And then I would say that if the keys array at index position dot equals the key I'm trying to look for, then that means I found it. Okay, and then I would say index is assigned to I. I might just need a Boolean variable as well. So Boolean found. Initially that's false. Okay. So if I have not found, I'll keep in the loop. As soon as I found that, I can exit the loop. Okay, that's how that works. Eventually, you're going to return the index. Okay, you will see the slide. Actually, it's just exactly the same as the slide. That's how you find the index of the key. If that's -1, that means the key doesn't exist. So now let's do this quickly. So now to get something from the map, first of all, you want to find out the index of the key. So integer index assigned to index of key. If the index is less than 0, that means the key doesn't exist. In which case, just return null. Otherwise, we know that the index does exist. The key does exist, so we can just return the values at the corresponding position. Okay, that's about the get. Okay, we might have time to do the put as well. Let's say, just take a few minutes. For the put, again, we have to see if the key is there. Index is assigned to index of, and then the key to see if that's there or not. If index is less than 0, which means the key is not there. Key does not exist. In which case, we have to insert that to the very end of the array. We can simply use the value of the counter. So you can say keys at count is assigned to the key, and values at count is assigned to the value. Okay, and then you have to I will increment the counter in a moment. Okay, so here actually here you actually have to increment the counter. Plus not counter, count. Otherwise, we're just going to replace the existing value for the key. So now you can simply just do values at index is replaced by value. Okay, that's the put. So you got two cases. And you can see we also define a helper method index of, so that it's much easier for you to use it to find out if the key exists or not. I will. Yeah, I'm going to make the code available, and I'm also going to post a video. Okay, hopefully that helps. But as you can see, what I'm doing, I'm just copy and pasting the slides into the network, which you really should try to do. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that with you, but you can always wait for me. Okay, thank you for your time. So I'll see you tomorrow for the quiz. Or for lecture first. Yeah, maybe check